Your Honor, Margaret Bennett lived with Sam Bulmer in a de facto relationship, and she loved him, and accordingly trusted him. Unfortunately, both her love and trust were misplaced. There's nothing new in misplaced love and trust, nothing remarkable. It happens every day. But how many people pay the tragic price that Margaret Bennett has paid, and will go on paying? The man she loved and trusted murdered and raped a woman. He then exploited Mrs. Bennett's love and trust to maintain a safe haven for himself. From within that safe haven, he preyed upon Mrs. Bennett's daughter, Lisa, effectively his own de facto daughter, and ultimately inflicted the vilest of indecent acts upon her. Your Honor, Margaret Bennett had not been well. She was threatened by every woman's nightmare, cervical cancer. She was vulnerable. And Sam Bulmer was only too glad to exploit that vulnerability. Her only daughter was brutally raped, an horrific experience for any mother, but made many times worse in this case by the discovery of the perpetrator's identity. Your Honor has heard evidence of Margaret Bennett's good character and that she has had no prior convictions. But then I would challenge any honest, innocent person, any honest, innocent mother, not to feel dangerous, damaging urges in this situation. Is it not understandable that when the man she loved and trusted betrayed that love and trust so cruelly, she was overtaken by those dangerous, damaging urges? She was driven beyond the point of control. I submit, Your Honor, that Margaret Bennett was overtaken by those dangerous, damaging urges. Her love for her daughter, her agony at seeing the appalling physical and emotional damage Lisa suffered, led her to weaken and submit. It is not a response of which we approve, Your Honor, but surely it is one that we can understand. I ask for the court's leniency. Thank you, Your Honor.
How are you feeling now?
I don't know, a bit numb.
Okay, good night's sleep will help. Would you like a drink? Would you mind if I fix myself something to eat?
How are you feeling?
Bit bushed, to tell you the truth. Beard's looking good.
After killing a man, all you feel is a bit bushed?
Thought you didn't want to talk about that.
Well, I find your attitude a bit difficult to come to terms with.
Well, sorry about that.
He's dead?
Look, you can't expect me to feel any sympathy over the likes of Thorpe.
I don't care what he's done or who he was. You killed a man. Don't you feel anything?
I can't afford to feel anything, Jennifer.
Oh, right, you're a cop.
Look, I know this is hard for you, baby. Look, let me get something inside me and I'll take you to bed and I'll hold you while you sleep. And in the morning, everything will seem a whole lot better.
I'd rather be on my own tonight.
Come on, I don't want you to be on your own tonight.
Please.
Okay, I suppose I can pick up a pizza on the way home. Are you sure you're okay? Okay, well, give me a call when you've settled down.
Right, here you go. Just take one of these. It's only mild, but it'll help calm you down.
I'm quite settled, thank you.
You may think you are, but these sort of things need to be talked through. You can't just bury it.
I'm sorting things out in my own way, David, and I don't take pills.
Look, I'm concerned for you, Jennifer. I'm a doctor, right?
For heaven's sake.
It's perfectly natural that you should feel angry at this time.
Yes, because you won't leave me alone. I've got work to do. Work which pertains to the real world, David. Do you know what that is?
If you need my help at any time, don't hesitate to call. Okay? She's still pretty upset by it, mate. I wouldn't try talking to her about it just yet.
Ah, thanks. Dr. David been hassling you?
Oh,
How you feeling?
Disillusioned. How could he take it so calmly, Bob? It was like he swatted a fly or stepped on an ant.
Well, cops have to build these barriers around themselves. The ones that can't either go crazy or get out.
I know all that. But you'd think that when we're alone together, he'd be able to open up a little bit.
No, I don't think the barriers come down all that easily. Why do you think so many of their marriages break up?
Seems to go beyond that. It's not that he was hiding anything from me. There was nothing to hide.
Blokes like Kaminsky have got to be tough.
Tough, yes, but devoid of any feelings whatsoever. Andrami, but you'll have to tell me calmly, when did you last see her? No, you're going to have to tell that to the police. Yes, I do understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I am listening. I know. I'm going to have to call you back. I'm sorry. Bye. Don't you ever do that to me again.
Sorry? You're still a bit jumpy. Would I be forgiven if I bought you lunch?
I'm busy, Kaminsky.
Well, okay, I'll buy some sandwiches, bring them back
The
here.
next time you feel like telling lies on my behalf, please have the courtesy to let me know beforehand.
Oh. You've been talking to Paul?
How dare you do that to me?
Look, I just wanted to save you all the hassle of making statements, that's all.
I'm a lawyer. I'm not some bimbo you met in a singles bar.
Oh, come on, baby. Nice quiet lunch, bottle of wine, it'll do us both good.
A bottle of wine. Do you think that's going to solve anything?
I think it might help put this thing into perspective.
Look, you may have lost all sense of humanity, but I haven't. And don't expect me to. Just forget there was anything between us.
Ooh, you're stubborn as hell, Jennifer St. James. All right. I'll play this your way. You let me know when you're ready for us to get back to where we were.
Oh, hello, love. You're late.
I don't see your problem.
My problem is you broke into my apartment, you made yourself at home, and you don't even know how wrong that is.
You always said make yourself at home.
I also said I didn't want to see you again.
You want me to say I'm sorry? Okay, I'm sorry.
I want you to leave.
Oh, private property sacred, right?
Oh, something like that.
Why is that, Jen? It's because people like me make it possible. We protect people like you from the bad guys. Look,
Kaminsky!
that fella yesterday, he would have cut your throat as soon as look at you. This is a war, and I'm your foot soldier. So you'll have to forgive me if my standards slip now and again and I don't wear my serviettes straight.
It won't work, Kaminsky. You're not going to get around me with all that class discrimination stuff.
Look, we're special to each other, and this place, it's special too. I needed to be here. What's wrong with that? Look, I'm going to make us Welsh rarebit. Do you know what that is?
You can't take over people's lives.
It's a fancy name for grilled cheese on toast with plenty of pepper. My mum used to make it for me as a treat. Is that bothering you? Okay, 2 Welsh rarebits are coming up. Hope don't bump into you.
What do you want, Kaminsky?
All I want to do is talk.
All right. Go on, talk.
Come on, then.
We can talk here.
Oh, Carl, let's at least be civilized about it. I want to know about your lunch.
I don't want lunch.
What's the problem? Can't you eat and talk at the same time?
Look, all I want is for you to just leave me alone.
Look, I can't accept that. It's too important to me. To both of us. Look, let me buy you lunch. French restaurant, excellent wine.
No, it's over. Now, either you accept that fact or I'm going to take out a restraining order on you.
Oh, you're kidding. Jennifer, this is me you're talking to. Oh, funny face. Now, come on.
Kaminsky, no!
Jennifer, get in the car.
No!
In the car.
No!
Oh!
What the hell's going on?
Kaminsky tried to force me into his car. Is he still there?
No.
Bob, he's not rational.
Well, he's not the only one.
Look, I'm out of my depths. I just don't know how to make him leave me alone.
Well, what did he say to you?
He said he wanted to have lunch with me and he wanted to talk there. Bob, he frightens me.
Look, maybe he's got something to say to you and you haven't really given him a chance to say it. Oh, this is ridiculous. And every time you run away from him, it's not going to solve anything, is it? Now, call him up. Go on, get him over here. I'll stay if you like. Go on, call him up.
I just wanted to buy you lunch.
I'm sorry, I got a different impression.
Jen, if I'd wanted you in the car, you'd have been in the car. I got emotional. I apologize for that.
What did you want to say to me?
We really need an audience?
I asked Bob to stay.
Look, your attitude, well, the way you feel, it's a reaction. It's a natural reaction to the shooting. So let's not set anything concrete. That's all I'm saying. Let's wait and see.
It's not the shooting. Well, it's not just the shooting.
So what is it?
You're obsessed. You're irrational, Kaminsky. You lied and expected Paul and me to support your dishonesty. You compromised my career. You broke into my apartment. You harassed me. You repeatedly ignored my feelings. I want you out of my life. Is that clear?
Listen, you're the one who's being irrational. You're overreacting.
Huh?
You've had a fright and you're playing safe. That's okay, I can wait. Look, you'll get more respect from me than from any cute corporate lawyer or some clever
Kaminsky.
yuppie. Do I have to spell it out? I love you. God, do you know how long it is since I've said that to anybody? I love you, Jennifer.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Look, just give me some time.
No!
It's enough, Mike.
Kaminsky.
to know where the railway station is. Sorry.
Oh, it's, if you keep going down that road, it's on the left-hand side.
Thanks.
Why don't we go for a drive?
Miski, we can't keep driving around like this.
Just keep going.
Where to? At least you could tell me that.
Go to the highway or get out of town. Go somewhere we can... What are you doing?
What are you doing, Kaminsky? What do you want from me? Is this an abduction? You're gonna shoot me? Is that it?
I wouldn't hurt you for the world. You know that.
In my car, you frightened the life out of me. What the hell did you expect me to think?
I don't know, but I wasn't going to hurt you. You've got to believe me.
All right, I believe you. So if it wasn't that, why did you do it?
I don't know. I just want things back the way they were.
But they can't be. They never will be. Why can't you see that?
How can I when you won't talk to me?
But I do.
You just shut me out. All you've said is it's over. I need you to explain. Just talk to me, Jennifer.
All right, we'll talk, but not here.
Please. Look, I'm begging you.
Just don't beg me.
I love you. I'm in love with you.
Why?
You're beautiful. You're untouched. When I'm here with you, it's like nothing else exists.
Oh, you're wrong. That's not me. That's some kind of ideal me you've just made up.
It's what I see.
No, Kaminsky, I'll tell you what you see. You see a beautiful apartment, beautiful paintings, beautiful decor. And it's so different from the world you're used to. You've just made it into some kind of sanctuary. I'm not an object that fits into these surroundings. I've got nothing to do with this place. It's my father's. An interior designer furnished it. Even the books are just there to match the wall. There's nothing for you here.
Then why did you let this whole thing get started in the first place?
I was attracted to you. I've never met anyone quite like you before.
You're talking in the past tense.
That's right.
But I haven't changed.
You're like two different people, Kaminsky. You asked Paul to lie for you so that he'd be as corrupt as you. That's what I couldn't forgive.
Look, I can fix that. Paul doesn't have to talk to internal affairs. I'll tell him to his face. Call him up.
No, Kaminsky, it's not the point.
Oh, come on. Call him. Now. I don't want you thinking that about me. Paul's a friend of yours, and I've made a mistake. I'll apologize to him. Call him.
What exactly are you apologising for, Kaminsky?
I shouldn't have put pressure on you.
This wouldn't be for Jennifer's benefit,
I
would it?
hope not.
Come, you tell her, Paul. She doesn't understand. She doesn't see that when you're a cop, these things happen. People get shot.
Not that way they shouldn't. Not an unarmed man. Not deliberately.
Okay. Look, we're not going to start this argument again, are we?
Why not? That's what it's all about.
Every cop gets in those situations, and there's any number of ways of dealing with it. It's your way of dealing with things I don't understand.
Give me a break, Paul. I grew up on the streets. Before I'd ever joined the force, I saw stiffs and junkies and thieves and battered women. They were my neighbours. Half my childhood friends are in jail or dead. Now, look, I could have gone that way, but I didn't. I went the other way.
You put on a uniform, but you never change your thinking. You're still a thug.
Oh, gee, and you bumble around Westside in your little blue shirt thinking you're doing more than directing traffic. You haven't seen anything.
I saw my wife shot dead in front of me, Kaminsky. My wife! And a cop did it. In the line of duty. Now, I didn't go out there and blow that guy away, because there's one thing I do know. This isn't Dirty Harry territory.
What is this? I came here to sort things out with Jennifer, and it's turned into a character assassination.
You don't even know me. You don't know what's real and what's not. You think you're some kind of super macho cop. What do you think I'm supposed to be? Some dumb bimbo blonde who's supposed to accept everything you do, like killing a man in cold blood?
I do things the only way I know how.
Yeah. And look where that's got you, Kaminsky.
What do I do now?
I can't answer that.
What makes two of us?
You need help, Kaminsky.
I'm not a bad person, generally I'm not.
You need to talk to someone who can really help you. Look at yourself. Look at what you're doing.
All I ever wanted to do was a good job.
I know. You can't carry on like this, Kaminsky. Promise me you'll go to the police psychiatrist. Never expected to run a legal practice on hallowed ground.
You'll be right. You'll never lose another case again.
Oh?
God on your side.
Got a few minutes, Mr. James?
Of course.
Sam, Margaret?
Well,
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Good night, Bob.
Good night.
Please sit down. Sam, I've got the mention date for your assault case. It'll be a week from today.
what does that mean?
It means we'll set it for a hearing. Could be a couple of months, though, and the police might seek to vary your bail conditions.
Well, could they get the bail cancelled?
Well, it's very unlikely, but you've got no record,
I suppose they were trying to pin something else on me.
Are they?
My daughter agreed to be hypnotized. She identified Sam as her attacker.
Oh, I see.
They can't use that, can they?
Has she made a statement to the police?
She's confused. Dr. Fielding said if it was someone she knew and trusted, her mind might not be able to accept it. Far easier to make Sam the villain of the piece.
So how do I stand? I mean, what about the future?
Well, if she makes a formal complaint, it'll be a very different situation. You will be charged, and the bail will probably be refused.
Well, the cops are looking for a scapegoat.
Are you sure you aren't being paranoid about the police?
It's Sullivan. He's been trying this on ever since Sarah McKillop was murdered.
It's far worse now after what Lisa said.
Well, how is that connected?
Dr. Fielding took her back through everything. Every moment. Her attacker said she'd get what Sarah got.
Well, it's all the same at the moment. It's not admissible in court.
So you see why George is so biased against Sam?
If there's any harassment, we can stop it. But I strongly advise you not to provoke any kind of situation, Sam.
There's no chance of that. All I care about is what our little girl's going through. I'm not worried about me. I trust you to do that.
So what will the bail conditions be, George?
I agree with Paul. Bail refused.
Really? You don't think you two might be taking this persecution a little far?
Jennifer, Sam was on bail at the time of this offence.
Alleged offence.
His bags were packed. He was obviously absconding. That's 2 breaches of bail for a start.
Constable, those are not my instructions. Mr. Bulmer advises me he had no intention of leaving West Side.
Can you believe him?
His instructions were that he was going to move into a local hotel in order to allow Mrs. Bennett and her daughter an opportunity to be together, to have some space.
Can you be so gullible?
He came to see Lisa Bennett in an attempt to convince her to stay with her mother.
He thought of all this pretty quickly, didn't he?
I see you're having problems being objective about this, Sergeant.
I think there's a real likelihood that your client will commit further offences.
Well, it seems to me more likely that another offence will be committed on him. I frankly have fears for his safety whilst he's in custody. So to cover your qualms, I suggest bail conditions of daily reporting, surety of a reasonable sum, and an agreement not to approach Mr. Kovac or his residence. Well, it's only what any magistrate would allow.
Security of $1,000.
I'll pay it.
We've got no intention of charging her. There's no good giving the girl a record. So what Sarah and I used to do is play a little game. Make her think she's going to get charged. Give her a fright.
That sounds a bit cruel to me.
Crueler than sending her through the court system?
So first offence, you'll get off on a bond, if
It
that.
depends on the magistrate, Jennifer, and you know it.
So what do you want me to do about it?
Well, she's admitted taking the money.
Find out why she took it. You know, sometimes it's just for the fun to buy a new dress or something. But more often, the reason goes deeper than that. We need to know what we're dealing with.
You realise you won't be able to use her admission in court, don't
Look, I told you before, we're not going to charge her. We just want to get to the bottom of this.
No, Paul, you want me to get to the bottom of it.
I want your help, yes.
I'm sorry, I'll do everything I can to help her, but I'm not going to play any games.
But-
Can I see her, please? Thank you.
Through.
Excuse me. Hello, Sandy. I'm Jennifer St. James, a legal centre lawyer. Now, I think we better have a little bit of chat, don't you? If you can tell me why you took the money, Sandy, then I can try and help you.
What would you know about it?
Well, nothing until you talk to me.
You wouldn't understand anyhow. Not someone like you.
What did you do with the money, Sandy?
I spent it. What do you think?
What on?
That's my business.
Now, come on, Sandy, this is for your own good. I mean, what would you want with $60 anyway? It's hardly a fortune, is it?
No? Not to you, I bet.
I don't seem to be doing very well, do I?
You don't know all the circumstances. Sandy's father died last year. It's been pretty rough for her and her kid sister lately.
Oh, dear.
Mind if I speak with your client?
Be my guest.
So, $60 would have come in pretty useful, eh? New jewellery, records, new top. What'd you spend the money on?
None of your business.
Nothing to do with your sister, I suppose?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's funny, because I just went to visit your mum.
She doesn't know nothing.
She told me your little sister wants to go off on a school excursion. And quite a pricey one. To the snow. That's what you took the money for, isn't it? Do you think it was worth it? Going through all this?
Well, it's not fair. We never get to go anywhere. Lynn's missed out on every excursion at school because Mum can't afford it.
I understand that, mate. But do you understand what's been happening here?
I'm not stupid.
Well, not usually, no, but stealing is pretty dumb, you've got to admit.
So what's going to happen now? Do I have to go to court?
No, we're not going to charge you. But I don't want to see you around here again, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Off you go.
And straight home. I've got a feeling your mother might have a few words to say as well.
Bye, Sandy.
Bye, Sergeant. Thanks, Constable Berry.
The ventriloquist was a lot easier than that. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, well, that crack about $60 didn't help much, that's for sure. It is a lot of money to some people.
I realise that.
We've got to work together a fair bit, Jennifer. You're going to have to learn to trust me.
Sorry, I was a bit curt just now.
No, you were right. I was getting nowhere until you came back from her mother's. That was a masterstroke.
Not really. I knew the family. I guessed it was something like that.
I feel so handicapped not knowing the neighbourhood.
Shouldn't take long.
Oh, it's not just the geography. Oh, to be honest, I've never worked anywhere quite like Westside before. What I really need is someone to point me in the right direction. Show me the ropes. Look, what are you doing tonight?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, well, nothing.
Why don't you come round to my place for dinner? Then you can start to fill me in on the way Westside operates.
Well,
Here's my address. I'll see you at 7:30.
I suppose so.
Good. See you then. Bye, Sergeant.
Yeah, right.
What happened?
Yes, love. What can I do for you?
A couple of bottles of nice white wine, please.
You've come to the right place. How about a nice drop of Chateau Patchett Chardonnay?
Sure.
It's just a joke. Look, I can recommend that one. Take your time. I'll be back in a minute.
G'day, remember me?
I do indeed.
I suppose you'd fancy having a drink with me, would you? I think I need a shoulder to cry on.
Oh, I'm afraid mine's not waterproof. Anyway, I'm expecting someone to dinner. Thanks for the offer, then.
My pleasure.
Somebody's a bit the worse for wear.
Yes. Hello, Sergeant.
White wine and mineral water, thanks, mate.
Would you know if your constable has any particular favourite in white wine?
I'm afraid I don't, love. You mind if I say something to you that could be a bit out of line?
Depends what it is, Sergeant.
No. See, Paul, well, he hasn't been out very much lately. But he's just getting over the death of his wife. I just thought you ought to know.
Yes, I'm glad you told me. Look, what are you doing tonight?
Well, tonight, Martha and I, we thought we'd have a couple of drinks, steak.
Why don't you both come over to my place? Have dinner with me.
With you?
Yeah. And Paul, there's plenty of food, please.
All right, thanks very much.
Decided yet?
Oh, yes. I'll have 2 bottles of Cloud Valley, please. Oh, and some mineral water as well. Excuse me.
I think I'm a bit early.
No, right on the dot. Come in.
Thanks.
Shall I take those for you?
Oh, yeah, sorry. They're for you.
Oh, thank you. They're lovely. Favourites. Why don't you go straight through? Hi.
Hello, mate.
And meet my other guests. Well, at least there's no need for introductions, is there? I'll go and put these into water. George will get you a drink. It won't be a minute. Excuse me.
So, what's your pleasure, mate? I can recommend the mineral water.
Oh, no, I'll have a wine, thanks. I think I'm going to need one.
This is quite an occasion for me. My first dinner party in Westside.
Ooh.
I hope you don't mind me being lazy. I hired a caterer. Do you like sushi? Thought we'd start with something nice and light, Japanese. Just here where we are. We'll move to the table later.
Excuse me, was this...
It's rice and fish, George.
Yep, yeah, I know what it is.
It's raw fish, actually. It's delicious, isn't it?
Very nice.
So, did you do training in Westside, Paul?
No, I trained at the police academy. Then I got transferred to the city. And then I got moved up to Ballon and then came back here.
Is everything all right, George?
Oh, yeah, sure, no worries. Just thinking, chickens, they get the smaller all the time.
They're quail.
Yeah, I know what they are, Martha. I'm just...
How do we compare with Melbourne, Jennifer?
Oh, no, you're not going to get me into that. Well, they've both got their charms, but it's the change in the type of work I'm doing that makes the biggest difference, not so much the change of city.
Corporate law in Melbourne, wasn't it?
That's right. Handed to me on a platter, I'm afraid. Yes, Daddy just had a word or two in a few years, and there I was, in a big office with a row of brand new leather law books. Bored out of my mind. So I decided to get out and try something different. Out here in the real world. Well, I'm afraid it's not exactly Skid Row, is it? It's Daddy's apartment.
So, how did he react to the move?
Well, not very well. But as I said to him, I've got my own life to lead, and we don't all want to be Harold St. James.
Harold St. James? There wouldn't be Sir Harold St. James.
You mean the property man?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Look, let's not talk about him. How's your meal, Paul?
It's great.
Good. Daddy.
Jennifer. Surprised?
Well, you could say that.
Quite a view, isn't it? From up here, even West Side looks attractive, doesn't it?
Are you here on business?
I'm always on business, Jennifer. You should know that. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to find out how you were coping with the rigors of proletarian law.
Oh, Daddy, there's only one law, and it's the same for rich and poor.
Really, Jennifer? I can see you've still got a lot to learn.
I learn fast, Daddy.
I'm sure you do. In that, at least, you're your father's daughter. Right. Where am I sleeping? The spare room, I suppose.
You're staying here?
Naturally. Where else would I stay? I haven't seen you for ages, have I? And we've got a lot to catch up on.
To terrorize the neighborhood.
I think you succeeded. I could hear it a mile away.
It's wonderful music, Paul.
I just wanted to thank you for dinner.
My pleasure. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, they're nice.
Good.
And also to apologise if George embarrassed you about Rhonda.
Oh, no, of course he didn't. Oh, I probably panicked a little bit, not knowing how things stood, but... shouldn't I have invited them to dinner?
Oh, that was fine.
I felt awful about it this morning, though. Oh, not about you and everything, but about my apartment and the caterer and everything. George and Martha aren't used to that sort of thing, are they?
No, it's not exactly common around here.
I couldn't believe it when George hid the sushi. I saw him do it. I pretended I didn't notice.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Paul, give me an honest answer. Are the locals really going to like these?
Honest?
Really, totally honest.
I don't think they'll care.
I got up at 5 this morning to buy these at the market.
Well, people who come in here usually have more in their minds than interior decoration.
Oh, you're right. They'll probably think I'm flippant or I don't care. Should I take them home?
No. They'll love them. Reduce the tension around the place.
Yeah. That girl yesterday. What would you know, she said. She was right. I spent $60 just walking out the door and I don't even think about it.
Takes time to suss out a new place.
Yeah, but with me, it's not just sussing out a new place. It's a whole new world.
Sure, some trendies have moved in over the years, but there are still people who have lived here all their lives. Generations of guys who worked in shipyards and factories. They've got very strong loyalties and they don't trust outsiders.
Well, what about Sarah McKillop? How did she fit in?
I don't think she really did. She was terrific and really tried. Well, a bit like you in background, I suppose.
I know. She came to work here. And now she's dead.
Yeah. It was a shock. Particularly so soon.
Oh, it must have been devastating to lose your wife.
Yeah. I'm learning to cope. Slowly but surely.
Why didn't Sarah fit in? I need to know. Maybe I can learn something.
Well, if Sarah made a mistake, it was that she didn't get involved. She was passionate about the law, but she didn't get one-to-one. She was about issues, not people.
That's what I want to get, one-to-one.
It's the only way. See, all this used to be big industry. So, of course, the small businesses thrived as well.
Is that why there are so many pubs in Westside?
Guess so. The businesses went, but the pubs seemed to have stayed.
You surprise me. You're an outsider yourself, but you know so much about the area.
Well, I think it's important to get to know the background of a place. You can't just walk up to people and say, "Hi, I'm Paul Berry, the local cop. I want to get to know you."
No.
We're creaming you, Paul.
How many do we need?
Oh, about 1 million.
I'll see what I can do.
Just relax. Hey!
What's that?
That's very good. That's what that is. Hey, go again.
Oh, sorry.
How's the beer?
Good.
That's it, we...
No worries.
How did you get so good at darts, Bill?
I practice a lot. Yeah, I've got this special set of darts with the strings attached on now.
That's ingenious. Jennifer, he's having a piece of you.
The traditional Aussie lunch. Now, there's not much etiquette, just don't dribble gravy down your chin, okay?
Ow!
Oh, sorry, I should have warned you.
Thanks.
Excuse me, you want another game of darts?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to master this if it kills me.
You want to go first or shall I?
Oh, I'll go first. What a great day.
Yeah.
Do you want to do something tonight? Maybe we can have dinner.
Oh, the constable's wage only runs to one outing a week.
I'll pay. How about settling for coffee?
Love one.
Good.
Hey, I hope I haven't overdone it. Poor speeding on West Side.
I can discover West Side the hard way or the easy way. I think I've made the right choice.
That's what I admire about you. The way your mind's always open, the way you try new things.
This is where the choir of angels starts. Oh, sorry. It's good to have made a friend. Excuse me. Hello, Daddy.
Jennifer?
Paul Berry? Paul, my father, Harold.
Oh, Sir Harold?
Nice to meet you, Paul. Look, I am on the hop. If you'll excuse us, I'd like to talk to my daughter.
Father, Paul and I had plans.
Did you?
Yes, we did.
This is rather important, Jennifer.
Oh, fine. I'll just go.
There's a good man.
I'll see you tomorrow, Paul.
Jennifer, it's quite simple. I want you to explain why you ran away, leaving a good job with a guaranteed future and a young man who'll be a QC before he's 40.
I didn't run away.
Of course you ran away.
All right, if you really want to know, I'm bored stupid with corporate law, and I'm sick and tired of people who are motivated by greed. There's got to be more to life.
I'm happy for you to lead your own life, but I won't have you throwing it away. Slumming it in West Side isn't going to change anything. Darling, I mean, really, a constable on the beat. Surely you can aim a little higher.
I have to get to know the people in West Side, Daddy, and Paul is a very good contact. Isn't that what you're always drumming into me? Contacts are everything.
Is that the extent of your interest?
I also happen to like him.
And that's what can lead to an entirely unsuitable relationship.
Paul's only recently lost his wife, Daddy. He's not ready for a serious relationship.
What about you? Are you ready for one?
I don't know. Do you think that's any of your business?
Surely you can understand my concern. You seem to have little or no concept of your own worth.
That's what I want to try and find out for myself, what I'm worth.
If you'll pardon the observation, you're starting at the wrong end of the market.
This is not the stock market, Daddy. These are people we're talking about. I think the way you treated Paul last night was crass and unnecessary. I think you owe him an apology.
I'm only doing what's best for you.
Didn't even take the time to get to know him.
Perhaps you're right. Why don't you invite the boy over this afternoon? We can start again. Now, I've got a meeting in the city.
You promise you'll give him a chance?
Of course, darling.
Good morning, David.
Morning. And might I say you look gorgeous this morning?
You might.
Then I will.
Thank you. For me.
Croissants.
How thoughtful. Come in. I'll just pop these into the microwave. Sit down. One minute. And to what do I owe this pleasure?
I need some advice, actually.
What sort of advice?
Legal advice.
Wait a minute, David. I run a community legal service for people who can't afford representation.
It's just advice.
Just between friends?
Well, at least you regard me as a friend.
What's the problem?
I want sole custody of my daughter, Claire.
Ah.
And I need to know the best way to go about it.
You want me to be honest?
Of course.
Well, listen, it won't be easy, David. Ellie seems to be a fit and competent mother to me. You'll need reasonable grounds.
Well, Isn't there such a thing as, bad influence on the child? Moral turpitude or something?
We are talking about Ellie Fielding, aren't we?
You don't know her very well. If you knew the way she's been carrying on.
I think we should have a serious chat, David. Let me get breakfast. Thanks.
Oh, what's this, a deputation?
David came to see me for some legal advice, and I thought the best idea was to come and see you.
I told her it'd be a waste of time.
What's this all about?
David wants to start custody proceedings for Claire.
You never give up, do you?
I did warn you.
You didn't tell me you'd been through this before.
I didn't think it was relevant.
Oh.
You don't think anything's relevant unless it suits you at the time?
Look, I'm concerned for the welfare of my daughter. I want her raised in a calm and stable environment, not having a different daddy every night.
Don't start that again. I am having a perfectly nice relationship with a perfectly nice man. I'm hardly prowling the streets. And what happened to all the talk about not wanting to upset Claire?
I don't want to upset her. I want her to be happy, and your relationship with Biggles isn't doing that.
That's what this is all about, isn't it? Your jealousy of Daniel. Well, I will have you know that your daughter is quite happily playing with Daniel's children upstairs now.
Yeah? I think my daughter might tell a different version of that story.
I don't care what you think or what you plan, but if you breathe a word of this to Claire, I will axe murder you.
See? I told you rational discussion was out of the question.
The custody game nearly killed her last time. I'm not having her go through it again. Do you understand?
Aren't you going to say anything about this?
Yes, you can get yourself another advisor, David. You haven't been honest with me about this, have you? And it would be irresponsible of me to handle a case where my professional judgment had been compromised. I'm sorry, David.
I'm not going to let this drop, Ellie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
You've got a real brood here.
Oh, they're not all mine. I'm just looking after them for the day.
All this and a job as well. How do you cope?
Practice?
You're not bothered by what David's doing?
Oh. I can handle David, though it is a fairly recent discovery.
It's funny how things just hit you one day, isn't it? All of a sudden you know where you're going. Oh, it's just that David reminds me of my father in many ways. So damn sure he knows what's best. Anyway, here I am, starting afresh in Westside.
Have you done community law before?
No, but I knew a guy who made it sound pretty interesting. He was an idealist. They're pretty few and far between, aren't they?
One thing you need to know about Westside. Learn fast or don't stick round.
I'll keep that in mind.
We're not a bad bunch, all in all. You'll get used to us.
Well, if David's any indication.
Don't worry about him. He's probably got a new lawyer already. He thrives on rejection.
Hi.
Hi, in here.
We had sports afternoon off, so I thought I'd come home and help you with the kids. Hi, I'm Tony.
Hi, Jennifer.
I thought I'd take them down the park. Simon's going to meet us there.
Oh, it's really kind of you. Did you hear that, kids? Lunch and then down to the park.
Beauty. I don't want to go to the park.
Why not?
I'm just too sick.
As your doctor, I prescribe fresh air.
But, Mum...
Claire, stop being silly, please. Okay, lunch, everyone.
Tom, lunch is ready.
Interesting work, is it, Paul, being a policeman?
Oh, it has its moments.
Dangerous?
Well...
you young chaps are always so noble about it. Don't know what we'd do without you. Pity the compensation so inadequate.
Sorry?
The wage is not commensurate with the risks you take.
Oh,
At least that's the Commissioner's view. When I was lunching with him the other day, he had a moan about how difficult it was to attract a reasonable level of recruit. Present company accepted, of course. You have some other interests outside the force, Paul?
Oh, well, the shift work makes it a bit hard to organise.
Yes, I suppose it does. Ever play the stock market?
Oh, no, I'm afraid that's way out of my leagues.
Pity. I really find it pumps the old adrenaline up. Expect it's a bit like the charge you get when you're out pounding the beat. Only the stakes are so much higher.
Oh, Daddy.
What am I doing wrong this time, Jennifer? Paul and I are having a civilized little chat. Ever get to Melbourne, Paul?
Not a lot, no.
Well, if you're thinking of popping down for the cup, give me a call. I'll see you right at the club.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Daddy, let's talk about something else, please.
Of course. Roger sends his love. He's doing very well, Jennifer.
Oh, I'm pleased for him.
He's got a good head for business. He's really going places, that boy.
Paul, would you like to come and have a walk with me?
Oh, I'd love to. I'm sorry, I don't seem to have made much of an impression on him.
Oh, don't apologise. It's my fault. I should have known what he was up to.
What exactly was he up to?
Oh, big noting himself. It's a game he likes to play, especially for my benefit. It's got nothing to do with you at all.
Look, I must be dense, but I don't understand.
Daddy's taken it upon himself to run my life for me. He likes to select my friends, especially my male friends. He likes to measure them against his personal yardstick, power, position, prestige.
I see.
He doesn't seem to understand that they're not things I consider important.
So what's important to you?
I don't know. Integrity, caring about people.
Who's this Roger he keeps mentioning?
Oh, just someone I used to know. Look, it's not important. Can we talk about something else, please?
Sure.
Hi.
Don't tell me to go away.
No, come in. Dad's not here. He had some kind of power breakfast.
But he'll be back today?
Yes, why? Do you want to see him?
Well, that depends on you.
Oh, you're not making a lot of sense, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's just... Oh, look, could I have a cup of coffee?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Well, what I need to know is when you said you couldn't see me anymore, was it really because you were scared of what your father might do, or was it...
Was it what?
An excuse?
Oh, Paul.
Because if it was, I'll leave right now.
You know it wasn't. I thought I made it pretty clear how much I like you. I wasn't pretending.
You mean that?
You know I do. It's only Dad, honestly.
Oh, that's great. Because I really want to keep seeing you.
But listen, he wasn't joking. I've seen what he's done to people who cross him.
Well, that's why I want to talk to him.
No, Paul, you can't do that.
But Jennifer, something nice is happening between us. Why should I let him destroy that?
I wish I could make you understand what kind of risk you'd be taking.
Well,
Paul.
you can't do that. So will you let me talk to him?
Well, it's up to you, I suppose.
Great. So how about the coffee?
Oh, sorry.
Hello. What are you doing home?
Oh, I left a couple of books behind. I need them for a case today. So, how did your morning go? Anything exciting happen?
Oh, I had a visit from that policeman friend of yours.
Paul?
Yes, that's right.
And?
Well, you needn't look at me like that, because I've changed my mind about him. I've come to the conclusion that he's reasonably acceptable. So as far as I'm concerned, if you want to go out with him, then that's a matter for you.
You're not serious.
I'm always serious, Jennifer, you should know that.
But why the change? What happened?
Well, it took a lot of courage for him to confront me like that. I admire that in a man.
Daddy, a minute ago you thought Paul was the lowest of the low. You even threatened to have him transferred. I can't believe that one meeting would change your mind.
Why not?
What are you up to, Daddy?
Nothing but trying to secure your happiness. Now that I've realized that Paul isn't just another gold digger, I'm perfectly happy for you to continue seeing him.
I wish I was sure you meant that, Daddy.
Don't be so distrustful, darling. And don't frown. You'll give yourself wrinkles.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. I know, it's hard to believe, but he said if we want to keep on seeing each other, he won't stand in our way.
He doesn't sound like the same man to me.
Well, what did he say to you?
Well, lots of things, mostly on the lines of forget it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds more like him. I wish I knew what he was up to, because I just don't buy that sudden acceptance of you. It doesn't ring true.
Well, he could have changed his mind. It's possible, isn't it?
Not for him. I think what he's trying to do is lull us into some false sense of security.
Well, I don't care why he's done it. All that matters is the choice is ours now.
But what if he tries to find some way to hurt you?
Let him try.
George, may I have a word?
What about? As if you didn't know.
I'm instructed that you assaulted my client.
Don't tell me you've taken on this animal. You better watch what you say. Assault?
No one.
Please, let's not allow this to get out of hand.
Well, you know what you want. Right now, I've got to get to the airport.
As soon as you work out what you want to do, you call me at the police station. Come on, Martha.
George.
Sad fact of life. I just don't want to be helped.
Takes some getting used to, I suppose. Excuse me. I'm glad I ran into you.
Before you say anything, I'm sorry. It was out of line.
Are you talking about kissing me?
Yes.
I thought it was nice. I enjoyed it. And I want to invite you over to my place for dinner on the weekend.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Good.
Well, I'd better go. I've got some things to do.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Well, what was that all about?
None of your business. So refreshing meeting someone so unaffected. Most of the guys I've ever met have been so full of themselves. Believe me, they have no reason to be. But he's not like that.
This wouldn't happen to be Constable Paul Berry you're talking about, would it? You really like him, eh?
Yeah, I've never known anyone stand up to my father like that.
Uh-huh. Earth to Jennifer. Come in, please. Hey. Thank you. We're being evicted.
What?
We're being evicted.
Hello?
Ah, hi, Jennifer.
You have Sam Bulmer in the cells.
Yeah, I got Sam in custody.
May I have a word with him, please?
Sure.
What's he charged with?
Assault.
Who's the alleged victim?
Wheels.
I suppose you've got a decent case.
Yeah, not bad. I'm a witness.
Well, I'd be interested to hear my client's version of the events. How much is bail?
I've refused bail.
I want to speak to Sergeant Sullivan.
You know, that'd be hard seeing he's not here.
Well, perhaps you could get him for me. So what will the bail conditions be, George?
I agree with Paul. Bail refused.
Really? You don't think you two might be taking this persecution a little far?
Jennifer, Sam was on bail at the time of this offence.
Alleged offence.
Oh, his bags were packed. He was obviously absconding. That's 2 breaches of bail for a start.
Constable, there's a not my instructions. Mr. Bulmer advises me he had no intention of leaving West Side.
Can you believe him?
His instructions were that he was going to move into a local hotel in order to allow Mrs. Bennett and her daughter an opportunity to be together, to have some space.
How can you be so gullible?
He came to see Lisa Bennett in an attempt to convince her to stay with her mother.
He thought of all this pretty quickly, didn't he?
I see you're having problems being objective about this, Sergeant.
I think there's a real likelihood that your client will commit further offences.
Well, it seems to me more likely that another offence will be committed on him. I frankly have fears for his safety whilst he's in custody. So to cover your qualms, I suggest bail conditions of daily reporting, surety of a reasonable sum, and an agreement not to approach Mr. Kovac or his residence. Well, it's only what any magistrate would allow.
Security of $1,000.
I'll pay it.
Hi.
Hi.
Paul?
Yes.
Paul? You're upset with me.
Very perceptive.
Yesterday. Look, that was professional. It has nothing to do with our personal relationship.
It doesn't seem that there's much difference as far as you're concerned.
I was only doing my job.
Doing a job means turning on your friends, does it?
Oh, I don't think that's very fair.
Don't you?
You knew I was a lawyer, a criminal defense lawyer, which means I oppose the police. What the hell do you expect me to do?
I don't expect you to undermine me, and I don't expect you to attack George Sullivan.
Oh, I see. So I just tell my clients, my nice friend, the constable, says you're guilty. So I won't bother with a defense.
I saw a side of you yesterday I didn't like. Now, maybe you've got a split personality, but I don't.
So what does this mean? Goodbye, Jennifer?
We made a mistake.
G'day. Uh-oh, what's wrong?
Don't ask.
Sorry.
Critical, moralistic Paul.
Ah, never guessed. Refreshing, unaffected.
Courageous.
Oh, shut up. Just cancel everything I said about him, all right?
Why's that?
Because he obviously can't cope with the fact that I've got a job to do.
Oh, yeah? What do you mean?
Every now and again, we might be on opposite sides of the fence.
Ah, Sam Bulmer.
Uh-huh. Look, it's not my fault that George and Paul are preoccupied with him.
That's true, but there are other reasons, you know.
Oh, all right, but why blame it on me?
Because tempers are high.
Bob, that's no excuse for George thumping him.
Jennifer, take a seat. I think it's time that you had a little history lesson.
Well, if we've got no choice in the matter, I guess we'll just have to find somewhere else to conduct our business. Finding somewhere suitable may not be easy.
Finding somewhere suitable is not the problem. It's finding somewhere we can afford.
I'll start looking in the classified ads on the phone booths.
Yeah, you better make it up very old phone booths. Yeah?
No joke though, Bob. We really are going to have to find somewhere.
Damn developers. I bet they're going to put in an arcade full of boutiques.
Patisseries, perfumeries.
The uppies are going to take over the world.
Hey!
Sorry.
Steady on.
Yeah. 356 Hawthorne. Yep. Thank you. Hey, I've got it.
What?
The rectory. We can operate a legal setting on the rectory.
You know, that's not such a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. It's a stroke of sheer unadulterated genius.
Is it feasible? Would the parish council buy it?
Well, they will if I sell it to them properly.
You'll need to be a genius, Bob.
I was never impressed with this place much anyway.
G'day, Bob.
Hey, Sam.
I wanted to tell you I thought you were brilliant yesterday.
Thank you.
Look, I'm real keen to clear this whole thing up so that I can get on with my life, you know what I mean?
I'm afraid it's not going to be quite that simple, Mr. Bulmer.
Call me Sam. Everybody does.
Well, Sam, you're going to have to go to court, and it seems they do have quite a strong case.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that. You'll tie 'em in knots.
I can only argue the facts, no more and no less.
Yeah, but what are the facts? Depends on which way you look at it, doesn't it?
No, I really don't think it does.
It's going to be odd work now, the rectory.
Why's that?
Well, living there, working there.
Never expected to run a legal practice on hallowed ground.
You'll be right. You'll never lose another case again.
Oh?
God on your side.
Got a few minutes, Mr. James?
Of course.
Sam, Margaret?
Bob?
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Good night, Bob.
Good night.
Please, sit down. Sam, I've got the mention date for your assault case. It'll be a week from today.
What does that mean?
It means we'll set it for a hearing. Could be a couple of months, though, and the police might seek to vary your bail conditions.
Well, could they get the bail cancelled?
Well, it's very unlikely, but you've got no record,
I suppose they were trying to pin something else on me.
Are they?
My daughter agreed to be hypnotized. She identified Sam as her attacker.
Oh, I see.
Well, they can't use that, can they?
Has she made a statement to the police?
She's confused. Dr. Fielding said if it was someone she knew and trusted, her mind might not be able to accept it. Far easier to make Sam the villain of the piece.
So how do I stand? I mean, what about the future?
Well, if she makes a formal complaint, it'll be a very different situation. You will be charged, and the bail will probably be refused.
Well, the cops are looking for a scapegoat.
Are you sure you aren't being paranoid about the police?
It's Sullivan. He's been trying this on ever since Sarah McKillop was murdered.
It's far worse now after what Lisa said.
Well, how is that connected?
Dr. Fielding took her back through everything. Every moment. Her attacker said she'd get what Sarah got.
Oh, well, it's all the same at the moment. It's not admissible in court.
So you see why George is so biased against Sam?
If there's any harassment, we can stop it. But I strongly advise you not to provoke any kind of situation, Sam.
There's no chance of that. All I care about is what our little girl's going through. I'm not worried about me. I trust you to do that.
Bob?
Jennifer.
I've got a young fellow at the centre who's a bit upset. I think it's your field.
All right, I'll come straight over.
Thanks.
See you, honey.
Mr. Patchett?
Miss St. James?
I understand you were airing your opinions last night in the hotel?
It's my pub. I'm entitled to my opinions.
Not when they involve one of my clients. So I advise you to keep your thoughts about Sam Bulmer to yourself. Otherwise, you'll find he's suing you for defamation.
Don't need the hassle, you know? Another day off work, probably no job if I lose my licence.
Look, Chris, I'm not going to make any promises, but you do have a pretty strong case in terms of previous record and mitigating circumstances. You were in a terrible state at the time of the accident, what with Lisa's assault and your broken engagement. Look, we really can make a very strong appeal to the court.
I told you it'll be fine. I'll ring work and tell them that you're sick.
And what's it going to be this time? Malaria? Smallpox?
How about swamp fever? I'll have something nice organised for lunch for the invalid.
What, while we can still afford it?
Driving cases every day of the week, Chris. You can't blame her for getting angry.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the penalty could have been much worse, too. You heard what she said. Any more and you could end up in jail.
Yeah, I know. You know what really gets to me? I mean, she was right. I was an idiot.
Afraid so.
How the hell is Megan going to take this? Take me while to pay your bills, Tommy, as quick as I can.
There's no rush in time.
Yeah, thanks.
One G&T.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here's trouble.
Hey, Ernie, how about a drink?
What? I've only got one pair of hands.
Oh, excuse me.
Seen the rep?
Hi. No, not since this morning.
Want to buy me a drink?
You'd be lucky. I'm off home. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a game of darts first if you like.
Okay, round the clock. Double to start, double to finish. Winner buys the loser a drink.
I know that one, Harley. You play to lose, right?
Okay, loser pays. I'm good, see.
I'm glad you are. I need to win at something today.
Bad one, did you?
Oh, it's my playing to Melbourne, and I...
Missed the dartboard.
Look, I had a rotten day in court today.
Had a few of those myself.
And I end up in West Side playing darts with a juvenile delinquent when I could be sitting in the Hilton having cocktails with my father. He was a man of sophistication and wit.
Oh, I know a couple of jokes. No.
Your dance. Ah. David, what are you doing? Huh? Ooh. Sorry. Hmm. Cheers. It's okay. Off to bed, Jennifer.
David, I really need to.
No, I mean the situation, not...
Not the what?
I thought you were David.
At what point?
I'll tidy up and I'll be on my way.
No, listen, don't worry, it's okay.
I don't usually do this sort of thing, you know.
What?
The sofa.
Hi. Hi. Haven't caught you at a bad time, have I?
No, not at all.
Ellie asked me to drop these off today.
For what?
I don't know how this happened.
Well, I was standing here, you were standing over there.
You know what I mean.
It was only a kiss.
A kiss, yes. I don't think the word only applies.
Well, it didn't exactly happen out of the blue, did it? In fact, I'd say it's been brewing for quite some time.
You have been on my mind.
I know, and you on mine.
What do you want, Jennifer?
Well, we could do nothing and just leave it at that. Is that what you want?
I don't know. I'm late for work. Can we talk again sometime?
It's probably a good idea. Look, why don't you come round to my flat when you finish?
I don't really think I want to talk in front of David.
It's all right. He's doing a double shift. He won't be home until midnight.
Are you sure?
Hmm.
I'll see you later.
I look forward to it.
Oh, Daniel. Didn't realise you're still here.
Just on my way, Bob. Thanks for the advice, Jennifer. Maybe I can return the favor sometime.
Well, I'll let you know if there's anything you can do for me.
Okay.
So, Bob, what was all that door slamming about?
Harley is in his room
You had a fight?
over Tony Windsor.
Not easy being a parent, huh?
It's not easy trying to be his friend either.
Well, you have to expect it to take some time.
I know. I know. Hanging around with undesirable elements.
No, I just think that he felt that Tony could do without the complications of a love interest at this stage. That's reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can also see Tony's point of view and Harley's point of view. I mean, they're all reasonable.
It's a problem, isn't it?
What?
Letting yourself care for someone and taking on all their hassles.
Well, I've never seen it as a problem before.
It's never straightforward, is it? The minute you find yourself emotionally involved, you open yourself up to all sorts of complications.
Yeah, some relationships carry a hell of a lot of baggage, don't they?
That's for sure.
Hi. Tradesman's entrance.
I wasn't expecting to see you yet.
Well, I got through earlier than I thought I would.
Look, I can't get away for at least another hour. I've got tons of work to do.
That's not why I'm here.
Oh, you've come to tell me it was all a mistake, right?
No. No, there's no mistake about how I felt. Or feel.
But you're engaged to Ellie, and it's all so complicated, and... Do you really think there's a right or a wrong time to meet someone? Look, Daniel, we're going to have to talk about this properly. We can't just sweep this under the rug and hope it'll go away.
I know.
Tonight?
I just have to go home, get changed, and make sure Tony's going to be there.
Oh, she was here earlier.
Tony was here.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I'm glad you did. Nobody else would have told me. Where's Bob?
He went out. I think he's gone to the pub. Daniel, he was very upset.
Oh, sure. Did he turn her around and send her back home again?
I don't know.
I'll see you at your place. I wasn't going to come, but I felt that I had to talk to someone.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm all ears.
I shouldn't be here.
But you are. Look, there's nothing wrong with just talking, Daniel.
No?
And we are only talking.
Yes. So why do I feel so guilty? It's because if I really wanted to stop this, I wouldn't be here.
I don't know what to say to you. Look, I'm going to open a bottle of wine. Would you like a glass? This is so ridiculous. It's so simple. I want you, you want me. So why is it so complicated? David's got great taste.
David's got expensive taste.
You know you're going to have to buy him another one now.
It's a worthwhile investment.
Investment? Oh. You know, this feels so right. Identify yourself to him.
This is my place too. I certainly don't expect to come home and find my ex-wife's fiancé crawling all over my flatmate. I think I'm owed an explanation.
You make it sound so sordid.
Oh, and you mean it isn't? What would you call it?
There's no way of justifying it. I know that. I never meant for it to happen. I needed someone to talk to, and things got out of hand.
Oh, I see. You called in for a nice, cozy little chat, and your animal instincts took over.
You don't have to tell him anything. It's none of his business.
It's all right.
It's not all right, Daniel. It's between you and me. Oh, fine. You two go right ahead then.
David, I'm sorry for dragging you into this.
How could you do this to Ellie?
It won't happen again.
I thought you didn't take pills. But then again, tonight's seen a few firsts, hasn't it? Or has this been going on longer than I thought?
Get out of my way, David.
Ellie's engaged to Daniel. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Oh, don't tell me you've developed morals all of a sudden.
Hey, we're not talking about me.
Well, I am. You've always resented Daniel because of Ellie, and now it's because of me.
Yeah, I was attracted to you before I knew you very well. Don't you realize the position you've put me in? I care about Ellie, and this is going to tear her apart.
Well, if you care about Ellie, you won't tell her then, will you? Panic. Yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks, bye.
Sleep well?
Yes, thank you.
Well, I didn't. I kept thinking about...
There's nothing for you to think about, David.
Trying to work out how all this could have happened. And Daniel's been under a lot of strain lately. Tom, pressures with Tony, big changes in his life. He's not thinking straight, Jen.
Are you suggesting that I may have taken advantage of that?
I'm just saying he's not thinking as clearly as he should be. Maybe it'd be best all round if he stayed away from him.
I can't do that.
Think about what you're doing, not only to Ellie, but to yourself as well.
I care about Daniel. I care about Daniel very much. I know it's wrong, but it's a fact. I can't change the way I feel about him.
He's going to marry Ellie.
Oh, you're very good at judging other people, aren't you?
I never said I was perfect. Maybe I've just learned my lesson.
And maybe you're a hypocrite. Don't tell me you've never slept with someone's girlfriend or wife.
No, I haven't. Never.
I'm going to go to the office.
Jen, stay away from him.
The only person I'm going to stay away from, David, is you.
Just a minute. Give me 5 minutes, son, then we'll go and get the cricket bat.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
You shouldn't call me here. What if one of the kids had answered it?
Is there anything wrong with a friend calling your house?
We're more than just friends, and you know it.
Oh, I needed to hear that. David's been on at me all morning.
You think he'll tell Ellie?
No, he knows how much he'll hurt Ellie.
Daniel?
I can't see you anymore. It's not right.
But, Daniel,
I've been thinking about it all night. Please understand the position I'm in.
If that's what you want.
It is.
All right, but I'm here if you need me.
I know.
Daniel? I didn't expect you to be here today.
And where else have I got to go?
Ellie's, that's where you were heading, wasn't it?
I went there. I couldn't tell her.
I didn't think you'd want to hurt her.
I walked in on a house full of Windsors, the whole clan. What was I supposed to do? Blurt out the news in front of his kids?
It's very noble of you, David.
Doesn't it bother you that Daniel was at Ellie's?
As you've said to me 100 times before today, Ellie is his fiancée. Why shouldn't he be there?
And do you still intend on seeing him?
I'll see Daniel for as long as he wants me to.
No, you're turning into a real sweetheart, Jen.
I knew he was seeing Ellie before I got involved. If he wants to keep on seeing her, well, that's his business. It's not mine. It certainly isn't yours.
I can't let it happen.
You already have, haven't you? You had your chance to tell Ellie and you couldn't.
Doesn't mean I won't.
Don't be so sanctimonious, David. Daniel's an attractive man. I like him. No one forced him over here at gunpoint. No one's going to force him to come back here either. If he comes back here.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too. I was beginning to think we'd seen the last of each other.
Here.
I hope you realize how lucky you are.
Most of the time. You didn't mind me calling. I probably shouldn't have done.
Why not?
Things are messy enough already.
Well, they might just get worse. I still don't know whether David's going to tell Ellie.
Might end up being irrelevant. Ellie and I have decided not to see each other for a while.
It hasn't got anything to do with me, has it?
Not exactly, no. It's been brewing for some time. But the fact that I was attracted to you made me face up to it.
I didn't plan any of this, you know. I didn't set out for any of this to happen, Daniel.
I know. It's all right.
There's nothing all right about it. What the hell do we think we're doing?
I don't know. There are so many things to consider, and what I want may not end up being the right choice.
That's usually the way, unfortunately.
We fell into, and then when Tom became sick and having big problems with Tony, it all became so heightened to the extent that I think we both believed the emotions we were feeling were lasting. And then when things became more normal, it changed the way we looked at each other.
Well, isn't that more realistic?
Probably, but it doesn't do much for romance.
I think romance is totally overrated.
I don't believe that.
Well, it always seems to lead to trouble.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Look, Daniel, I don't want anyone to get hurt. What's the point to all this?
The point is that it's what we both want, isn't it? What we both need.
Is it? You might have warned me.
Warned you?
Yes, so I could have been prepared. How do you think I felt getting a phone call out of the blue like that?
How do you think I felt? Ellie turning up saying you told her everything about us. How was I to know she was tricking me?
I can't believe she did that.
Well, she did. You can't blame me for that. I didn't let the secret out. I was wondering why you hadn't warned me you told her everything. Anyway, at least it's out in the open now.
And what good does that do?
It means we don't have to pretend anymore, doesn't it? We don't have to hide our feelings for each other.
Oh, no way, Jennifer. As far as I'm concerned, this is it.
What?
I made one mistake. I'm not making any more. It's over, Jennifer. You and me, finished.
Daniel! I suppose you heard all that earlier.
Most of it, yep. Couldn't help it.
How long's it been going on, you and Daniel?
A while. Just a situation that got out of hand.
In my experience, situations don't just get out of hand unless you want them to.
Well, this one did. And now Daniel's blaming me because of it. It wasn't all my fault. It's just not fair.
None of it's fair, Jennifer.
I never meant to hurt anyone, Bob. I love him.
So does Ellie. She's engaged to him.
Well, you don't have to worry anymore. Daniel told me today that it was all over. But I guess you heard that. I was lonely, Bob. I was attracted to him. I can't help the way I feel.
You expect me to feel sorry for you?
Well, at least you can understand my point of view.
Ellie is a very old and dear friend to me. And I can't even for 1 minute begin to see your point of view.
There was something between us, Bob.
That doesn't make it right, though. Sorry if I bugged you. Jennifer, didn't expect to see you here.
Well, my office is here. I've still got work to do.
Yeah, it's keeping you pretty busy by the looks of it, working on a Sunday.
I didn't have anything better to do.
So, how'd it go, Rev? Were you a big hit? Oh, it wasn't bad. Gave a sermon on the domino effect. How one person's actions can affect another till it all falls apart.
Simplistic imagery for simple people.
Well, Christ was a pretty simple bloke. If by simple you're referring to his values. I'll get it.
Don't bother quoting Christ or his values to me, Bob. You're only a Christian when it suits you, and to hell with people when you're not.
Jennifer, you don't know the first thing about me.
I know all I want to know, Bob.
Jennifer, it's for you. It's your father.
What can I do for you?
Brandy and soda, please, and I think I'll have some lunch.
Brandy and soda, Alice.
Hello, David.
Jennifer?
Light on the soda, please, Alice.
If I was you, I'd drink this fairly quickly and forget about me.
Thank you, David. Obviously, you've wasted no time in spreading your malicious brand of gossip.
Not at all, Jen. This is a small community and Ellie's got a lot of friends.
Daniel not home?
Oh, why don't you mind your own business?
So, what happened to lunch down at the pub?
You'll be happy to know that your narrow-minded point of view is shared by all of Ernie Patchett's customers, and probably the rest of West Side.
Huh?
I was publicly humiliated and rejected. Is that your precious brand of forgiveness, Bob? They're the Christians and I'm the sinner.
I don't think you're a sinner, Jennifer. More like a kid who couldn't resist going to the lolly shop.
Well, let me tell you what you're like. You're a sanctimonious hypocrite. You think just because you scuff around your leather jacket that you're some kind of ordinary man. You're a working-class Jesus Christ preaching wherever you like in the big, bad city where people care about each other. Unless you foul in their nest and they cut you into pieces and they chuck you away. That's what they're doing to me, Bob.
You're doing it to yourself.
Oh, go to hell.
Let him go, Jennifer. You've harmed each other enough. Leave yourself some dignity.
Going back to Melbourne?
Yeah. Westside was never really my sort of place. There isn't much time, and I don't know how to say the things I want to say. I hope with all my being that Tom will be helped in the clinic, and I'm happy I could help to make that possible. That's one good thing which maybe you remember me for. I'm going away. Everything's changed here now, and it could never be the same again. I have lots of regrets, but I'll never regret loving you, however brief it was. Daddy, as always, has seized the opportunity and offered me work in Melbourne. This time, I'm accepting. I wish we hadn't hurt Ellie and each other, but I guess goodbye is another way of saying, let's start new lives and put the past behind us. And this is goodbye, Daniel. And good luck. All my love, Jennifer.